Hello and welcome to Finextra TV. I'm Niamh Curran, coming to you from EBAday 2024 in Lisbon. I'm joined by Erik Alstromer from Form 3, and we're going to talk a little bit about instant payments. Hi Erik, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And so the first question I'm going to ask is a little bit on the regulatory side. So how can banks balance regulatory compliance with the need for innovation with some of the upcoming regulations?
It's a super interesting question. We see banks that spend 80 to 90% on regulatory matters and just keeping the lights on basically, right, with all infrastructure. I did a panel here yesterday and we had a quick vote, and apparently regulatory matters was the number one driver away from innovation, which is a shame, right? Because right now we need innovation more than ever. Not necessarily to get ahead of the pack, but just to keep up with it, because so much things happening at the moment. So solution is really twofold, right? One is to build and scale new solutions on things like cloud, so you can keep on issuing new innovation as and when they come, because innovation, keeps on going, right? We'll be here next year talking about a new thing. And number two is to find a partner that does one thing of the ecosystem really, really well. So the whole old school of one partner doing everything is dead and gone. I think you've got to find one that does what fits for you.
That's great, thank you. And I think that one of the key places of innovation we are seeing is within instant payments. But what are some of the main challenges banks are facing in adopting instant payments with the new SEPA instant mandate that's coming up?
Yeah, we were super surprised to see the difference in how well banks were prepared for this. In our world, the fintechs, we've seen real-time payments for the last 5 years, right? And we've seen the drive to make it mandatory. So the fact that we see partners that they're not prepared at all is really super surprising. And I think it's almost a chicken and egg scenario where a lot of them have infrastructure which is really old and hence they can't find a partner that fits for them. But the reason it's old is because they haven't found a partner, right? So we're super excited about it's coming, right? But we also think there's going to be an influx of last minute requests to help out because, the timeline is getting closer and closer. We're excited. Those who isn't on board the train yet, definitely to get on quick.
And one of the challenges I see quite a lot when it comes to instant payments is financial crime and fraud. And how can the financial industry address that threat and even rise of real-time fraud when it comes to this growing space in instant payments?
So the digitalization of payments always going to bring in more fraud because it's quicker, the volumes goes up, etc. Right? We knew that already. What we don't know is a good way to fix it, I suppose. So when banks speak to consumer, it really needs to be top of their agenda, and it needs to build their consumer confidence in order to move them away from the legacy payments. To have a fix for everything isn't there really. I think the best way to do is adopt multiple sources of data and kind of layer the solution to all legs of a payment. So the inbound screening, outbound screening, the processing, etc. Banks need to ask themselves where can they get such tools, where their data, and it's super hard for one individual one to get that. And instead you kind of need a helicopter view, and that's where a partner like Form 3 comes in, right? Where you can add multiple data from peers and start seeing patterns and prevent fraud rather than just act reactively to it when it comes in.
So it's that preventative angle as well.
Exactly, right. Preventive is much better than reactive.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Erik.
Thank you, Niamh.